I can't keep my hands off of this table. There are so many small items in this back corner lot. Precious little pin dishes. This, I don't know what the reason for it is, but you know, it's the things that we've got to have sometimes. And then in that same lot, there is this precious little miniature compote. I mean, how sweet is that? These all have heavy gold. There are just piles of these sweet pieces back here. I just noticed this is so similar to this. Many of the times when they painted flowers on things, the porcelain makers would have gardens outside to inspire the painters. And then in the winter, when they didn't have any inspiration, they kind of made it up as they went along. So very often you can't identify a flower. It isn't anything in any of the wildflower books or the flower books. It's just in the imagination of that porcelain painter. Just exquisite items back here. She did seem to have a theme for purchasing and does really enjoy smalls. These are just so frail. If I held them to the light, you could see through them. This is French and German porcelain, not marked, made before 1891. 1891, the McKinley Act kicked in and said we had to start marking things, so it helps us in aging pieces. You have seen that there is just a great variety of hand-painted pieces, but you've seen nothing yet. Well, in this room, the dining room of the house, there is a set of Lenox dinnerware, porcelain. It is so subtle. It's the McKinley pattern. It is edged just in a real light gray. It has some raised enamel on it. Lots of gold, but it's not real garish looking. Well, it is Lenox though. Again, it's the McKinley pattern. They've got a set for 8. It's just, there's so many sets of dishes in this house. And I love Lenox. It is just the top of the line to me. Ooh, and just behind me is a beautiful corner cupboard. It has a flat bonnet, an OG crown, double blind doors at the bottom, and this pretty single paned glass door at the top. Inside, pottery, transferware, carnival glass, Wedgwood, silver, art glass, just the most incredible variety. There's even a piece of rookwood at the top corner up here. Ooh, I didn't even see that before. It is exquisite. Rookwood is one of the most popular potteries right now. Made in the U.S., just so soft. It has a real nice matte finish. Beautiful piece. There is a table full of cake platforms. These are so popular right now. The first one I pick up is cut glass. It is exquisite. The most beautiful edge on the base of this, and crisp cuts all the way around. Now, decorators are showing these stacked, and I believe they're going to sell them that way too. In the same lot is another huge lower cake platform. The next item over here is a cut glass compote. Nestled in here in the cake platforms is just incredibly heavy. It almost feels as though it'll slice my finger. Now when I look at cut glass, I'm looking for no space available on the piece, no space that hasn't been cut, and this is almost totally covered in cut. What a skilled craftsperson. Next item, these cake platforms fascinate me. I have, unfortunately, working with families, seen some little skirmishes over this cake platform. It has a base on it, an apron, I should say, beneath the platform. These are just really loved items in a family, and because they come out at all the special occasions in a family, they just have such a dear spot in people's hearts. Great variety in these. So you could start your own stack. You may have your granny's cake platform and need a couple more. Oh, goodness gracious, this is the place to get them. The closet is full of vintage and antique clothing. Well, this closet is filled with different aged clothing. Now this is a christening gown. Just beautiful. The sleeves they're tucked and then embroidered with satin thread. It's got a little collar on it. It's so soft, it's satin. The thread is satin. It all seems to be in real good condition. It's been edged with a pretty lace. Looks like Irish lace. This is a child's piece, probably from the 1940s. It's got a little sweet sash in it. Everything's there. The buttons are all there. You know, they're pretty displayed. Might have a baby that fits that. I think this long piece is from a trousseau. It would be a lady's morning jacket about the turn of the century. So this is all manufactured lace, but the incredible work on this is what sets it apart. And then further over, another bodice to go over a dress. Ladies in the 1880s and 90s, well even earlier, had layers of clothing, not so much for warmth, but to keep fresh and clean. This two-piece set with the gorgeous drapey fur collar and beaded bodice on the straight dress. I mean, simple is better. This is just exquisite. Now the beading matches on the knotted clasp on the jacket. It's just very, very Jackie. It is beautiful.